What would you do if, while picking up your 4-year-old from daycare, your phone lit up with this message from your husband? I'm moving to Barcelona with Claire. I emptied our entire savings. Good luck with rent. Picture it. The sun is shining. Kids are laughing. Your little boy, Liam, is running toward you with paint still on his tiny hands, so proud of his finger painting masterpiece. You scoop him up, heart full for 1 second. Then the text lands like a grenade. I stared at the screen. No tears. No scream. I took one deep breath, felt Liam's warm cheek against mine, and typed back 2 simple words. Thanks for letting me know. Everyone who heard the story later expected me to collapse. Beg him to come home. Rage online. Instead, I went quiet. Deadly quiet. While Marcus and Claire were toasting their new life under Spanish sun, sipping cocktails they bought with my future, I started rebuilding. Piece by piece. And something was brewing. Something that would drag him back across the ocean, broken and begging. But the real gut punch? It all unraveled the day he finally checked his bank account. It was a Tuesday afternoon. Ordinary. Almost perfect. Liam was bouncing out of the daycare door, waving a crumpled piece of paper covered in blue and yellow blobs he called Mommy and Me at the beach. I laughed, kissed his sticky forehead, and we were halfway to the car when my phone vibrated. One new message. From Marcus. I opened it expecting maybe running late or pick up milk. Instead, the words burned into my retinas. Moving to Barcelona with Claire. I emptied our entire savings. Good luck with rent. My knees almost buckled. The playground noise faded to white static. Liam tugged my hand, asking why I stopped walking. I forced a smile, so wide it hurt. Why didn't I scream? Why didn't I call him every name in the book right there in the parking lot? Because in that split second, staring at my son's trusting eyes, I realized something cold and clear. Marcus had just handed me the keys to my own life. He thought he was destroying me. He was wrong. I typed back exactly 2 words. Thanks for letting me know. Sent. No emojis. No begging. No threats. That night, after Liam was asleep, I sat on the kitchen floor with my laptop. Bank app open. Every joint account. 0. Credit cards. Maxed or frozen. He'd even taken the emergency fund we built for Liam's future. I cried. Quietly. For maybe 20 minutes. Then I wiped my face, opened a new tab, and started searching how to report financial fraud when your spouse disappears. For the next 6 months, Marcus lived like a king in Barcelona. Beach clubs. Late-night tapas. Claire posting sun-kissed selfies with captions like, finally free. Meanwhile, I sold my wedding ring, picked up freelance gigs at 2 a.m., and learned how to stretch ramen further than I ever thought possible. He thought he'd won, until the money started drying up. And that's when the first desperate call came. But what he didn't know, what no one saw coming, was the quiet move I made months earlier that would flip the entire game. Have you ever watched someone else live your dream life on money they stole from you? While Marcus and Claire were posting golden hour selfies from Barcelona Beach, her in tiny bikinis, him with sunglasses and that smug grin I used to find charming, their bank balance was quietly bleeding out. Luxury doesn't come cheap. Rent in Istanbul. Tapas every night. Weekend trips to Ibiza. 6 months in, the party was running on fumes. Me? I was awake at 3 a.m. with Liam snoring on my chest, editing logos for small businesses on Fiverr. I sold the dining table we bought together on Facebook Marketplace. Pawned the necklace he gave me for our first anniversary. Every dollar felt like revenge. Then came the surprise twist I never expected. While sorting through old statements, I found 2 credit cards open to my name. Cards I never applied for. Charges in Spain. Hotel rooms. Flights. Marcus had committed straight-up identity fraud to fund his escape. I could have screamed it from the rooftops. Instead, I did something smarter. I filed the fraud report quietly, froze the accounts, started building my own separate savings in an online bank he'd never even heard of. Every late-night gig, every skipped coffee, every time Liam asked, "When's Daddy coming home?" and I answered, "We're doing great, just us," I was stacking bricks for a wall he could never climb. Claire's Instagram stories changed tone. Less champagne, more budget-friendly date nights. Comments turned catty. Fights leaked into passive-aggressive captions. Marcus ignored my texts at first. Then the calls started. Voicemails. Elena, can we talk? Things are complicated here. I let them go to voicemail. Every single one. He had no idea I'd already turned his betrayal into my launchpad. But the moment that really broke him, the one that made him book a one-way ticket back, it happened when he finally logged into what was left of our old joint account and saw the number staring back at him. Imagine opening your front door to find the man who abandoned you and your child standing there, tan faded, designer clothes looking cheap now, eyes red and pleading. Marcus. No Claire. No swagger. Just a suitcase and the words I'd waited months to hear. Elena, I made a terrible mistake.
Can we talk?
I didn't slam the door. I stepped aside. Let him in. Watched him look around our small apartment, cleaner, brighter, full of Liam's drawings taped to the walls, and realized this wasn't the broken home he'd pictured. He sat on the couch. Started the script. Claire was a fantasy. The money ran out faster than I thought. She left 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry.
I want to come home. For Liam. For us. I poured him water. Sat across from him. Listened. Let the silence stretch until he squirmed. Then I asked one simple question. Did you check your bank account today?
His face changed. Confused.
Then pale. I pulled out my phone. Opened the old joint account app, the one he thought still held his escape hatch. Turned the screen toward him. 0. Not low. Not overdrawn by a little. Completely, legally, surgically zeroed out. Every last cent moved months earlier into a court-protected trust for Liam after I documented his abandonment and the fraud charges. You emptied our savings to run away, I said quietly. I emptied your escape plan to protect our son. He stared, mouth open. No sound came out at first. Then the begging started.
Tears.
Promises. I'll get a job. I'll pay it all back. Please, Elena. I looked at him, the same man who once texted me good luck with rent, and felt nothing but calm. But the real moment that shattered him completely, the one he still replays in nightmares, it came when I handed him the printed fraud report with his name circled in red. What does true power feel like? It feels like handing someone the rope they used to hang you with and watching them realize it's now tied around their own neck. I slid the fraud report across the coffee table. His name circled in red ink.
Dates. Amounts.
Destinations. Every transaction he thought was invisible. Marcus's hands shook as he scanned the pages. Color drained from his face faster than the money had drained from our accounts. You reported me? His voice cracked. Small. Scared. I reported what you did. I said evenly. To protect Liam. To protect myself. The trust fund is ironclad. Court-ordered. You abandoned us. You committed fraud. The law doesn't care about your midlife crisis. He tried one last plea. Dropped to his knees. Literally.
Grabbed at my hands.
I'll fix this. I'll testify. Whatever it takes. Please don't do this to me. I pulled back gently. Looked down at the man who once promised forever. Felt only quiet pity and steel. No, I told him. You don't get to come back because the fantasy failed. You get to live with the consequences. Just like I did. He left that night. Suitcase heavier than when he arrived. No goodbye hug for Liam, who was asleep and blissfully unaware. I filed for full custody the next morning. Child support orders followed. Enforcement was swift. Months later, Marcus is back in the States. Working entry-level jobs. Renting a room. Calling once a month to ask about Liam. I let him hear his son's voice from a distance. And me? I'm not just surviving. I'm thriving. My freelance business grew into a small agency. Liam started preschool. We laugh louder now. Sleep better. Dream bigger. He fled thinking he'd won the game. But when he checked that bank account, he lost everything. Betrayal was supposed to be the end of my story. That single text, cold, cruel, final, meant to leave me broken on a daycare parking lot floor. Instead, it became the opening line of my comeback. Marcus thought running away with Claire and every dollar we'd saved would give him freedom. What he really did was hand me clarity,
Strength.
a reason to stop settling. I stopped being the wife who waited. I became the mother who built, the woman who protected, the one who answered every desperate call with the same calm 2 words he once sent me. Thanks for letting me know. Today, Liam and I have a life full of color again. Laughter echoes where silence used to live. My business is growing. My heart is lighter. And Marcus? He's learning, slowly, painfully, that the grass isn't greener when you burn the lawn behind you. So, here's the question I leave you with. What would you do if someone tried to destroy your future and instead gave you the blueprint to create a better one? Betrayal doesn't have to be the final chapter. Sometimes it's just the plot twist that makes the ending unforgettable. If Elena's quiet strength hit home for you, drop "thanks for letting me know" in the comments below. Like this video if you've ever turned pain into power. Subscribe and hit the bell. Next week, I'm sharing another story of a woman who rebuilt an empire from the ashes of heartbreak. You won't want to miss it.